No, how do I? There we go. Okay, so camera's flipped. I will now try to put it. Yes. All right, that works. I forgot to plug in the microphone. I hope it's not too late. Yes. All right. Do you guys hear me okay? Do you think you hear me through this microphone? Or is it the iPad's mic? Let me know, because it would be better if it's this mic. The comments are always a little bit delayed. Hi, yes, Caro, hey, oh, wow, nice, okay, great. Nice! Oh man, it feels good to see you guys, even if it's just in the chat. Yay! Oh man, I got so used to doing the live premieres, and I got so used to have at least a little bit of interaction with the Maker family that I really, really honestly missed it last week. So yeah, it's good to see you somehow. It's good to read you. And it's cool, like 200 people already. Hi guys. I was lazy this week, I admit it. I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you that this project is so overwhelming that I couldn't get it done. It was more like I had a week off. Oh shit, I'm ruining my new sweater because I just got carried away with paint on this table. So I took a week off. We wanted to take 2 weeks off, but Nora, my girlfriend, couldn't get another week off. So it was just, it was actually 9 days. And then we came back, and it felt like if I jump right in to work, it would ruin those couple days of vacation. So because the plan was to take 2 weeks off anyways for me, I decided to not, I mean, I worked and I was in the studio, and there was a lot of stuff that I had to figure out, but I was just not in the treadmill trying to get it all done at the same time, keeping all, you know, everything up in the air. So it was really good actually. And so we visited my friend Semyon from Handcrafted Life. You might have seen the video that I did with him. We built, that was actually the first tambour project that I did. It's been a while. Semyon and I built this, I forgot how I called the video. I can look it up in a minute. But I think maybe it's called Tambour Cabinet or something. I still have it upstairs. He is also into tiny houses. He has a company that builds tiny houses. So we visited him. And coincidentally, it turned out that he was in the area last week. So we saw each other 2 weeks in a row, which is fantastic. Because, yeah, he's great. Handcrafted Life, if you don't follow him on Instagram, he doesn't post that much. He's shy, I think. There's just a weird sound outside. But it's worth it. He has awesome content, and he is living the dream. Bought a house that he's renovating with his brothers and friends. It's just fantastic. So I saw him last week, and as it turns out, him and I are both huge fans of the old Tony Hawk game on PlayStation. Back on PlayStation 1, I don't know, it was like 20 years ago or something. And they are releasing a remake of the first and second part of the Tony Hawk Pro Skater. And you can, this will be a nightmare because I will not get anything done once this game is released, because I was such, did you have drawings of the chisel you made for me? It was such an epic game for me. So I pre-ordered it, and it turns out it has a demo. So when you pre-order the game, you can play the demo, which is the warehouse, which was the first level on the on the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1, and I'm just so addicted. So I played a lot of Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Actually, was it 1 or was it 2, the warehouse? I don't know, you guys might know. It's so good. It's so good. I hope they, I hope they don't disappoint. Yes, there are other fans in the audience. Yes, 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 Tony Hawk. It will ruin us, guys. We will not get anything done once this game is released. Did you pick up some stuff from Dave Hackett's workshop in the Netherlands? Yes, I did. I picked up a couple sheets of plastic, and I am planning to use them for the tiny camper, for the bathroom area. I'm not sure if that works out because the plastic is kind of hard to work with. It's I forgot the name, but it's this super, super hard plastic. So from plastic forks and knives, that kind of plastic. And it's a little bit harder to work with, I think. I just have to, can you show the crazy sustainer again? Man, I don't have it. I don't have it. That was the funniest thing. Oh man, so many people. Guys, I'm trying to hide from San Francisco. I miss San Francisco. My camera is okay now. I fixed it. It's working again. I can talk about the camera in a little bit. But let's talk about the sustainer real quick. So I was at Thanos. That's the company that makes these fantastic sustainers. And Thanos, just like Festool, just like Shaper, just like SawStop, is a company from a bigger company called TTS. And you guys know I work for Festool. It's not actually true. I work with TTS, and that's why I also have a connection to Thanos, to SawStop, to Shaper, to all of these things. So I said it many times, but I think there's still some confusion. So I wanted to visit the guys from Thanos because we haven't talked before, really. So, and then he was explaining me, he was talking through some production ins and outs and this and that. And then he said, it was just like I don't know, he just said, well, and then there's always this thing, if we change colors, we have a couple of sustainers we can't use, we call them the camouflage sustainers. Like, what is that? What camouflage? I need to see that. And then he had one, and that was, for all of you who saw the Instagram story, it was a white and red swirly color, and the sustainer, it looked like a Rorschach test, you know, whatever, really cool. Now, I convinced them to collect all of these camouflage sustainers for me, and then I will hopefully, if timing works out, I want to have a limited edition sustainer that it's basically like a maker starter kit. So all the things that I really love should be in that sustainer. That is also, like, the sustainer itself is super limited and is super wild. And then it has a foam inlay with a nice Leatherman, with my favorite pencil. I'm currently working on something else that should be you know what, I'm just going to tell you because I'm very excited. I'm currently working on a sketchbook, so there will be a sketchbook in there. Hey, Miles, what's up? Yes, and all these things, probably like stuff that I use all the time, like the hearing protection and yes, all of this. So that's what we're working on. That's what I hope I can have the camouflage sustainers for. Yes, super cool. The Laura Kampf Pocket Lathe. Yes, yes, yes. All right, guys. I am not drinking beer, but I'm drinking non-alcoholic beer because I don't have any beer left, and I actually really like non-alcoholic beer. So, what are you guys drinking? Beer, water, coffee, tea? Marielle, I have a feeling that you are drinking a beer. There was a question about the chisel. You need to make the chisel for the Leatherman. Actually, is it there? Hold on. Hold on. I actually talked to the Leatherman guys about the chisel idea because I think it's super useful. For those of you who have not seen the video, actually I'm not, I'm going to play with fire afterwards. All right, you're very, hold on. So, that's the chisel I replaced. I don't even remember what it was. Oh, I took out the pliers and I took out like the other side of the Leatherman sidekick. And then I put a plier in. And I talked to Leatherman about the idea because it's actually quite useful, especially if you're, you know, I built this when I was building my tiny house because I was on the roof a lot and I needed to you know, have a chisel handy, but you don't put a chisel in your pocket. So I came up with this hack, and I talked to Leatherman about it, and they said it's a good idea and that they actually thought of that before. The problem is that it's very hard to make this reliable, and that's one thing that I enjoy about being a YouTuber, because my process is my product and not this. So if Leatherman would make these, people would of course use them all the time, and they would probably, which is just instinct to do, take a hammer and bang on the Leatherman, which would then put all the force on this rivet, and then this might break, because this rivet is not intended to take that kind of force. So since Leatherman has a 25, 35 lifetime, like a very, very generous guarantee, they would probably have to deal with a lot of broken tools, because even though if they say like don't hammer on it, people will do it, and then yeah, it will be weird. So the advantage that we have as not big companies that have to take liability for these products is just do it yourself. And if it breaks, you can fix it. So there is no plan on this. It's just a matter of figuring out. I think in the video I showed a trick on how I transferred the shape of the old thing that was in there onto this. So it wasn't. Tell us about the light up logo sign. Did you make it? Which light up logo sign? I don't know. What light up, and what's happening with Berkey? The Laura. You mean the big one in the background? This one? Totally forgot it's there. Hold on. Damn it. I need a longer mic cable. So this is actually a lens from a ship or something. It's either from a ship. No, I think it's from a ship. It's called Fresnel. Hope that's the same word in English. Fresnel Linse in German. And I found, maybe I should put the mic back. I found this in an old apartment that I moved into. So what steel did you use for the chisel? I used an actual chisel. I just took a chisel and use that. Okay, Fresnel, yes, Fresnel lens. Yeah, and then I took a vinyl cutter and put my logo on there. So that was pretty straightforward. So surprised how Zippo light is no matter how long. Yes, I love these lifetime warranties. What do you don't pronounce the S in English? Fresnel? How do I not pronounce the S in Fresnel? Fresnel? Fresnel lens? Okay, Fresnel lens. Hey, Michael. Michael, I think we're working, or you started it way before me, but I am working on a, record thing, and I think it has roughly a similar shape to what you are building right now. Is that true? I only see single parts, but will you put it together like this? And I'm sorry if so, then I'm just completely, obviously ripping off your design. I didn't mean to. I got influenced by you. You are an influencer. Okay, Fresnel by Dior. Yes, speaking of signs, I've always been curious about the TS sign on some of your videos. What's the story of that sign? So the story of that sign is when I quit my last real job as a display artist at Urban Outfitters, I made myself a promise that I am going to make this work no matter what I have to do to keep myself self-employed. So me and my friend Brian, we used to have, yes, Marielle knows this, we used to have a like a DJ combo back when we were studying design. So we had a party in my old shop and we DJ'd at other parties. And Smudo is going crazy. For those of you who follow me on Instagram, I need to show this. What is he doing? Hold on, how does this work? Oh, this is super meta, doing a story during a live stream. Nah. Now he just stopped. We have to wait until he does it again. So we had this DJ duo and we said, well, those parties, they never pay well. But you know what pays well? Weddings. And then we started DJing at weddings. And our name was Tanzdiafen, which means Dance You Monkeys. And the Tia is just a Tanzt ihr Affen, it's just a shortcut, it's the first letter. And because on the weddings we didn't want it to say Tanzt ihr Affen, Dance You Monkeys on a wedding, it's not appropriate. We just made this Tia sign, and that was for a DJ booth, and that was the front part of it. And we did 3 weddings, and then we said, you know what? When we said we're going to do anything in order to keep self-employed, maybe not DJing on weddings. It's the worst job. It's the worst job in the world. Was für Bier trinkst du? Warum ist kein Rothaus? Good question. I am now drinking non-alcoholic beer that's called Bergischer Sportsfreund. It's good. DJing at weddings, yes, it's a lot of work and it's so difficult. Well, this is a different topic. I just have in a workshop what's something I need to have in your workshop. You need to have inspirational shit in your workshop. I think more important, coming back to somebody who was asking about the display artists. Well, either way. More important than tools and material is inspiration. So I think it's super important to have a workshop that keeps you inspired and that makes you happy when you walk through. So that's why my workshop looks like it does. And I've only been here for a year, so I'm not done by far. But the last thing I started, and I think that I was wondering, like, why have I never done this before, is I'm pasting posters to my wall. A poster like Bademeister Smudo, and like from a Peaches concert, from Tom Sachs. Fantasy Film Fest, yes, that's coming up. I need to talk about the Fantasy Film Fest. And that stuff, like when I walk in, this is actually, so this is the door, this is how I walk in. That's the first thing I see is this. And it might look crazy and it might look a little, you know, all over the place, but that's how I want to feel when I come into my shop. I want to feel like I can do anything here. I can paint on the walls, I can put posters on the walls. Just don't tell my landlord, then we'll be fine. Would you like to have a shop like Adam Savage? Caro, are you going to the Fantasy Film Fest? I just bought, so many comments. I just bought the like unlimited rides tickets for the first time. I wanted to, let's talk about the Fantasy Film Fest for everybody who doesn't know, because probably everybody has something like this in their country, in their area, in their city. And it's, in my opinion, so important to support these things, especially during Corona, because the movie industry, the entertainment industry in general, they're having a hard time. But this is for like mainstream, yes, they're having a hard time, but imagine like the subculture of the indie movies. They're just, it's so hard for them. So if there's a way, and this is not only for film, this is of course for bands. The best thing you can do right now is to shop merch of your favorite band, to go and, you know, support them however you can, if you can. Of course, this is only if you can. But yes, Fantasy Film Fest is a film fest that is coming to Germany every year, and they are showing, well, fantasy is a rough genre, right? It's not like a dragon and a dragon, you know, fighting on a mountain. It's more like zombie movies, splatter movies. Yes, shop from your favorite YouTubers too. Weird movies, movies that are too complicated, too edgy to put it into regular mainstream cinemas. And it's the best. I saw the best movies on Fantasy Film Fest. Marielle and I went to a super weird movie a couple years ago. When was that, Marielle? Was that 3 years ago already? Or 2? No, I think it was 3 years ago. Oh my God. Yes, It Follows is one movie that I saw there. Yeah, we saw Pet. I think last year I saw It Stains the Sand Red, which is incredible. I saw Herman the German, which is really funny short film about a German. What's the job when you take out bombs? Like they find a bomb, and then you have to, so it doesn't explode. A bomb handler. So it's a German bomb handler who all of a sudden is not afraid of anything anymore, which disqualifies him from doing his job. It's such a good movie, or a short film. What else? I saw Green Room. I saw, was it Cowboy Diaries or something like that? Super cool, super cool. Watch It Follows. If you're into horror movies, watch it. Bomb Disposer. Either way, I went, even if you resolve it right here, it's okay. I don't get that. What happened? What type of wood do you use mostly? It looks better than the wood I can get here. So I always use, if I work with plywood, I like to use birch ply. I think the 18 millimeter plywood has 13 plies, which is a lot. It's just very, very thin plies, and it's really good. I'm not sure, what? I am not sure if you can get that everywhere. I think in America it's called furniture grade or something. So look out for furniture grade. It is expensive, but it just looks super good. It looks super good, especially because I personally don't like the plies too much. I like to hide the plies unless you turn it into an asset, like the ply sink that I did, or the beautiful stuff that Michael and Miles are doing with the patterned plywood. Baltic birch. Is it Baltic birch? Yes. Yeah. So unless you're turning the plies into an asset, or I did that with my tambour door, I don't like to show the plies. I like to, what are you talking about, a Gewerbeschein? Oh, so, okay. Yeah, so lost my train of thought again, but I will drink a Europly. Is that a thing? Interesting. Oh. To watch your videos. Well, thank you. Okay, let's get back into it. I was, there are a couple things that I wanted to talk about, but I think I already talked about Fantasy Film Fest. Oh yeah, that's what a camera, right? That's what I wanted to talk about. So for the first time, I always wanted to do this, but I always was like, nah, this is too expensive. I shouldn't do this. And this year I bought a unlimited rides ticket, which is like a pass, has your photo on it, super official, and then you can just go to the Fantasy Film Fest and just sit through the movies all day. It's gonna be 4 days in a row, I think, of movies from 1 midday to 1 at night, and then it's just splatter movies, horror movies, thrillers, weird movies, all back to back, and I am planning to see at least 10 movies in 4 days. So it was like, I never wanted to wanted to spend the money, because I think we have to wear masks, and I think they probably have less people there, and I think they're probably struggling, and that was actually what led me to investing that money. It's not crazy expensive, but it was like, okay, let's support them and just get the big ticket. I'm so excited. This will be so cool. This will be super cool. Oh, another thing that I'm super excited about, because I just somebody's drinking Federweiser. It's not outdoors. It's in a movie theater, and I think they will have seats empty, and I think you will have to wear masks. That's how I think is going to go. We will see. Yeah, it's in Cologne. I'm going in Cologne, but it is in Berlin, Stuttgart, Munich, and one more city I don't recall. But yes, another thing I'm super excited about is a podcast that I have been binging all day, and I'm almost done. I have one more episode. It's called Wind of Change, guys. Have you heard that podcast, Wind of Change? It's about a conspiracy theory that the song Wind of Change from the Scorpions was actually written by the CIA. And it is so entertaining. It is really, really good. It's funny, obviously. Also a little bit like, well, maybe this could be true. It was really entertaining. It kept me entertained and smiling through the day. It would be so weird. But then again, like, listen to the podcast. It's not like there's a slight possibility. Either way. How great this pandemic we have. Yeah. Of course I heard from Jonas Winkler. Who hasn't? Which German wood-interested or woodworker hasn't heard of Jonas Winkler? We even did a live stream together. Why do you ask? He's great. Have you ever tried wood turning? Yes, but I'm not into it that much. I have a lathe. I don't know, it's not my thing. It's fun, and I did a couple projects like a table where I turned the 4 legs and other stuff. Toto was definitely CIA. So good. Yeah, so lathing is not for me. Yeah, Caro, I was thinking about that movie. You think it's going to be good? They didn't have a trailer for that one. The description just sounded incredible. Two guys who steal a car and find a 1 meter big fly in the trunk of the car. So that's the Fantasy Film Fest, right? That's movies that you don't see. The next thing I want to try is, I actually don't know. Jimmy Loves Lathing. Sascha Dunkhorst, knife maker in Cologne. No, I've never heard of him. Is he good? Is he on Insta or only in reality? I made a couple projects for kids, and I also still do the kids show in Germany, which is, we're hopefully shooting another episode maybe in September. I'm not into restoring stuff. I'm more into breaking things. Good guy, only on Instagram. Okay, yeah, we'll check him out. Wait, what was his name again? I need to write it down. Can you please post the name? Kids show, please share a link. Well, it's in German. It's called Sendung mit der Maus. So the show with the mouse. I'm not the mouse though. And I did 4 episodes 2 years ago. And this year I produced my own episodes. So the first one, it was actually pretty bad timing. The first show, or the first self-produced episode that I did, and it was really self-produced. I did it with my own team, and it was super, super interesting. I could choose who I wanted to work with, and it was great. And it aired 1 week before lockdown. So the second episode was already shot, but now everything is on hold. What shirt would you buy? But it will probably, I don't know, we're shooting 1 more and then probably nothing more for this year, because everybody is so confused and nobody knows what to do, and spending money is difficult right now. Smudo is still digging the hole, out of breath now. That's rare. Yeah. So Sendung mit der Maus, look that up. There are a couple episodes. And I also built the indoor swing thing. Yep. I'm more into breaking things. Yeah, I will actually write this down. I had the weirdest, and this is like for all of you, ways have you been inspired by Tom Sachs? In every way. I'm inspired by Tom Sachs in every way. Oh, I just remembered that I asked you for questions on Insta, so I will answer those questions in a minute. I just wanted to talk about something. Oh yeah, so if you make YouTube videos, you probably have that same experience. People contact you for the weirdest things, and then eventually TV people will come to you with really great show ideas. And who is Tom Sachs? Google that. Google Tom Sachs. He is so important. And so this one production dude, he came to my shop, and I didn't like it from the get-go because he was, I don't know, he was being weird and, you know, like super cocky. And then he wasted all my time because we talked on the phone and I don't know, whatever. So he came to my shop, and then he said they kind of shifted the concept of the show a little bit, and now it's going to be like the big German repair show. And I was like, are you kidding me? I've never repaired anything in my life. I destroy everything that I touch. That's what I like to work with junk, because I can't, you know, break it more. So that just reminded me. Hey, Kiel, what's up? Kiel just fixed my website. Thank you so much. Right, questions. Oh, one more thing, because I get so many, I don't know why, but so many questions about my Isotunes headphones. And I do have like a gift code, or it's like a 10 or 20% off. I don't know. I think it's 10% off. I just think posting gift codes always so in your face advertising. But I think in these live streams, if you are one of the people interested, it's Laura 10. If you put Laura 10 in there, if you want to buy a set of these Isotunes, you get 10% off. Now I did my thing. Right. Let's look for some questions. How does this work? Yeah. I mean, I think there's nobody not affected from Corona right now, right? I think it affects everybody. How do I... Ooh, Tom Sachs posted something new on Instagram. Ooh, the last video that I did was actually... Oh, nice. I'm so looking forward to the patch. Yes. The last video of the dome, that was a Tom Sachs project. So look into that. My camera is doing fine again. I took off the lens and it's working now. I can talk more about the camera in a second. Now I'm trying to find out, how do I see the questions? How do I see the questions? Live stream, here we go. Okay, could you fix the Sigma? Yes, I could fix the Sigma. Any tips for makers without money or space, but lots of creativity? Well, yeah, use your creativity and do something fantastic with it. I think, you know, space is more important than money. Space is expensive in the city, of course, but you can do a lot of things with very, very little. So don't let money, gear, all of these things hold you back. You can build something fantastic with toothpicks, or with you know, trash, or with scrap metal. You know, it's just if you're creative, use your creativity. And the more restrictions you have and the more limitations, the cooler your output will be. That's what I would say. Okay. Tell us about your design education. I studied design 20 years. It felt like 20 years. I think it was 6 years, so pretty long. I studied communications design, so I have I guess it would transfer to a master degree or metal packing straps, exactly, in design. So I'm a designer. I always forget that, but I am. How is current quarantine? Sounds weird. Been okay, I guess. I miss you guys. I miss going to fairs. I miss hanging out with other makers, I miss collaborations, I miss the projects that we wanted to do this year. There was some pretty cool stuff happening, so I miss all of these things, but I don't think I have a reason to complain. I think there are people who have it way, 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 way worse. What's your favorite tool to hack to date? For me, it's your Leatherman. Love that thing. Oh, nice. Yeah, I love my Leatherman too. I think it's, well, non-power tools, it's definitely the Leatherman. Power tools is angle grinder, drill, and track saw. Those are my favorite tools. Next on the Horsebox trailer. Okay, during my vacation, I finally found out why I lost interest. It's obvious. I think we can address the elephant in the room. I lost interest in the Horsebox, and I know why. Because when I started the Horsebox, it was just when spring. Ooh, so many messages just popped up. Blending, making, and photography. Okay, let me finish that. When I started the Horsebox, it was just turning spring, and the weather was getting warmer, and the days were getting longer. And I was so excited for summer because I love camping, I love cooking outside, I love sleeping outside, I love being outside all day. So I was just very, very excited for camping season. And that's why I started the Horsebox. And it was I had the best time because whenever, like every minute I worked on the Horsebox was a minute thinking about camping. Thinking about, oh, this will be so cool. Like if the kitchen is in a suitcase, I can take it with me. So if we're doing a picnic at a lake, I can bring the whole kitchen and all these things. So it was just a very, very, like, what's the word when you're looking forward to something? And then summer came and I could go camping. And I didn't need the Horsebox anymore because I was just being outside the whole time and doing all the things that I was excited about before. So that's why I lost a little bit of steam, because now I actually want to be outside, and I think this need is filled or satisfied. That anticipation, that's it, anticipation. So, which also means once summer is over, which is soon, I will be excited about camping again, I think, and that's when I will continue with a Horsebox. So it's a happy ending. Always be knolling, exactly. Always be knolling and waiting for winter. Right, so. Why did you change from Canon to Sigma? All right, so here we go. Let's, I will try to turn the camera. So this is my weird setup with which I shoot. And the reason it looks like that is that I have the camera on this magic arm. So if I loosen this screw, the whole thing collapses and I can get, oh my God, this is way too close. Even I get dizzy. Woo. This is the most flexible setup. But in order for this to work, I have to have a smaller camera because this magic arm can only take so much weight. That's why I switched to the Sigma, right? So that's why I switched to the Sigma, because it's a very small and lightweight camera. Ooh. And I actually really like it. At least I like it every time it works. And what I think was really cool, and that's what sold me on buying this, is that it has it's a metal body. There is no plastic on it besides the buttons. Everything is metal. Everything is square. It has a pretty good heat sink here. And it has these little thingies everywhere where you can attach stuff to. Like this thing is attached for the mic, and then it also holds the cable in place. And I just thought the design was so good because I don't need a round, like let me get the Canon, hold on. The Canon's design is horrible, I hate it. guess we all know what a Canon looks like, or like a Canon, every other camera basically. Like, why is it so round? Why is it so plastic? Why is it so soft? Like, it's a camera, you know? This is not a, I don't know, this is not what would be like, I don't know. It's the same thing with drills. Like, why are they so, there can be some edges on it. I like that. It's not a car. It's not a car, it's a camera. It can have edges. Oh, where's the microphone? Oh, yeah, it's there. So I like that because if I want to make an Instagram video, right? And I want to put the shot like this, it doesn't work. With the Sigma, it doesn't work either. But this is just in theory. In theory, I could put it on the side. It doesn't work because I have the big lens on. But you know what I mean? Like I can, it has register surfaces. So, yes, I don't need this. This feels like a, like old people who have a walking cane. This feels like a walking cane. It's a camera, it's not a walking cane. So, that's why I bought the Sigma. And I am not unhappy with it. It gives me troubles every now and then. But, you know, in every good relationship, you have troubles every now and then. So me and the Sigma, we are okay. We have arguments and disagreements, but I think it will be fine. Yes, and I just love the functionality, and I love that it has straight lines. Whew, got a little carried away here. Okay, if I had a walking cane though, I would totally want it to look like a camera. Okay. Charities, activism, causes. Yes, I did the Leatherman auction, where I auctioned off 3 Leathermans. Square sides on my cell phone. Yes, please. By the way, look at this. I don't know if you can see this, but I dropped it. Super bad. Need a new one. I auctioned off 3 Leathermans a couple months ago. The Makers Love Equality Leatherman. And I gave all of that money to the NAACP, which, by the way, now turns out if you're giving, this is so weird, if you are giving money to a charity outside of Germany, hey, Smudo, bleib mal hier. You cannot, you don't get, you know, you cannot, like the tax stuff. If I give money to a German charity, I can tell my tax guy, and this is, I don't know nothing about taxes. It's just not good. I cannot. Is there a horse? Oh no, it's Smudo drinking. I thought it was a horse. It's not deductible. Yeah, that sounds good. So, but either way, it was good. It was $2,000 almost. And I have a good boy. There are a couple other things that I support. I just always think is weird. I can take it off my taxes, exactly. I can't take it off my taxes. Why is that? I think it's always weird, like the whole charity thing, do it. But I like to do it and not make a big deal about it. I have a girlfriend, man. So not a boyfriend, I am sorry. Hey, my scrap guy just came by. He's the best. We have a really good, it is nationalist, that's true. All right, cool. Wow. Would you or have you ever wrote a book? No. I might do it, but I think, oh yeah, the sketchbook. I think it is, the sketchbook is a really cool thing, I think. I had a couple publishers approach me and they wanted me to write a book, and I seriously thought about it, but what the hell would I write about? You know? It feels so, I don't know. Yeah, also Mel is writing the books. So yeah, I'm writing a sketchbook. you can put the content in. That's teamwork, right? So let's write a book together. I give you the book and then you put some stuff in there. And then we make 50-50 on your ideas. But the sketchbook will be cool. I'm working on this next week with my brother, and I set a super tight deadline for end of next week to give it to the press. And then I think with the sketchbook, the hard thing is to make it not super precious. That's the trick with sketchbooks, and that's the reason why I don't like the Moleskine sketchbooks, because they cost like $25 or something, and then I don't want to write in them. And I'm not saying like the sketchbook will be probably around $20 as well, just because it's very expensive to make them if you're not making 50,000 pieces. But just from the feel and from the design, because that's something that that story you can tell with design, that this should be destroyed, this should be used, and you should not be afraid of your sketchbook, and you should not be afraid of ruining it, because this is just like an everyday object. It should be used. Yeah, maybe I should, no, I don't think I should write a book. Ever thought about making a font out of your own handwriting? Okay, yeah, maybe. The thing with, and that's probably my designer's sickness, is I rarely like electronic fonts or computer-used fonts that are simulating a handwritten style. Because whenever you have a word with a double letter like TT in better, you will see right away that this is not, this is not handwritten. It's computer, because the letters are just exactly the same. And that's why I don't like handwritten style fonts that much. I just think you should handwrite it. But this is me. I'm very opinionated with handwritten fonts. Yes, it's the irregularity, exactly, Myers. Oh, this is a good one. Will you begin at some point selling plans for your builds? Hey, Smudo9. My the scrap guy, Scrappy, I don't know if you call them Scrappies, he just left, and Smudo loves him so much that he always follows his car. Smoots! So I always have to keep an eye on him. Will you begin at some point selling plans for your builds? No, but even better. I hope I'm allowed to say this, but I think it kind of looks like it melted on a dashboard. That is so true. So hard. Yes, inserts plans into the sketchbook. That's one thing that I'm thinking about. But at least for 2 projects, I think, and I hope I'm allowed to say this, but I'm working with Festool and with a designer on making at least 2 of my plans available for free. So whenever that is out, we are still working on them. And I saw them, they looked really cool. And then Festool will publish them. And then you can have them for free. But by the way, for the Patreons who have the postcards, please send me pictures or tag me or something. I really want to see where all the postcards go. Is that? Oh yeah, the address is on the other side. So, and I got some really cool stamps as well. So I hope, yeah. Every question is answered with no but. Oh no, I always want to be a yes and person. I guess I'm a no but person. Did you use the same brand camera from the beginning? No, but. Oh, hold on. What is it? We truly appreciate you making. Oh man, thanks, Marielle. Okay, no, I didn't use the same. I started with Canon and now I'm with Sigma, and I might go back to Canon depending on how well Sigma and I get along. Laura Kampf stickers are in the shop. You can go, is it laurakampf.shop. something? If you Google it, you will find it. Okay. Can you give me some advice about getting into YouTube about workshop contents? I said that in some, no, but I can tell you something that I think is very helpful, is that You know, nature has, and this might sound rude, I don't mean this in any rude way, but this mindset always helps me so much, because there are many things where I want to ask people for help, or many situations where I think, no, I cannot do this, or I can only do this if, and I always think about this image that I have in my head. Well, in nature, if there's an egg and the bird does not have enough strength to destroy the eggshell and to, you know, get out of the shell, the bird is too weak. And then I'm not saying that to you, I'm saying that to myself. So if I have an idea and I have this feeling of, oh no, but I need somebody to figure this out for me, or but I need this super expensive tool, I always think to myself, well, then you are not strong enough to do it yourself. And that usually motivates me to break the shell, so to speak, and just to get it done. And I think that's a very, very helpful mindset, at least for me. So if you're asking me, like, do you have any suggestions on how to get started on YouTube? No, but no, but you should get an account and do a video and see if you like it. And if you cannot do that by yourself, I could give you a million advices, but it would not make a difference. I hope I'm not being rude. I'm just being very sincere. And I think that's the best advice I can give you. Like, think about the bird, think about the egg. You can do this. You can absolutely do this. I only speak German and a little English. It always looks like. Yeah, the stairway into nowhere, that's actually... that's a window. It's just a window. I think this was meant as a fire escape or something in our apartment. So yeah, that's where Smudo sleeps. Like Miles said, just start and everything will fall into place. And if it doesn't fall into place, then you probably don't like it. You know, no, it's not guaranteed that everybody loves making stuff, that everybody is happy in a workshop, that everybody likes YouTube. Only because you consume it doesn't mean that you like to create it, and that's super okay. I would just like test it. Well, okay, next one. Has it been 50 minutes already? I feel like I just did the intro. 2 dogs? Question mark. Now I only have one so far. We'll see. We will see. Okay, more questions. There's a world of difference in making and stuff, being a content creator. Yeah, actually, you know, that's if you... I always say hold on, I said I put this in a really, really clever way once. Oh yeah, I'm not a full-time maker. I work full-time just to be a maker. Because building stuff is the... Somebody keeps asking about creative block. I will get back to that. Building stuff is like a tiny part of what I do. Just the whole the whole film production is a beast. And then maintaining a shop and talking to people and blah, blah, blah. Well. I said I'm a superstar? No, I never said that. Oh, the podcast. Okay, so I have this podcast with my friend Mel. It's in German, and we are struggling with our provider, which is Anchor. And there are 2 new episodes out, but 1 episode that's new and another one that didn't get uploaded to some platforms. They are on Spotify. I'm super sorry. I don't know what's happening. I think we might switch the system, but yeah. So if you look, I know they're on Spotify. I think they might be somewhere else. I don't think they're on Apple Podcasts. So I don't know why that is happening. I'm really sorry. Okay. Smudo. Any education with an art design? Oh yeah, I said that. I'm a designer. Yeah, I have a podcast, but it's in German, so... Sorry. Now I feel the hour. Duct tape with I am actually working on a lead glue dry design thing. Not sure if it's duct tape, but I think that's a good thing. How do you know Tyler Hayes? So, well, if you're from Germany, you should check out the podcast. It's called Rabe and Kampf. Tyler Hayes is a great furniture designer. He has a fantastic store in New York called BDDW. And he also makes these pants that I'm always wearing with the extra pocket. These ones with the extra pocket where I keep all the Leatherman. And I know him because I had the privilege or pleasure to work in Tom Sachs's studio for a couple days last year in New York. And Tom said, if there's one thing that you should do, you should visit the BDDW and look at the beautiful furniture. And that's how I got introduced to his work. And then I wanted to write him a message on Instagram telling him how fantastic his job is. And that's something that I always say you should do if you, doesn't matter if it's a rock star or just a, you know, your neighbor. If you see something that you like, give some props to the creator. So that's why I wrote him. And it turns out that he followed me and I was like, what? So I was a little bit starstruck. Yeah, and we keep texting back and forth. I actually also sent him one of the Make Us Love Equality knives. So I think that's it then, right? We should slowly, can Smudo have his own channel? I think, dies das Ananas, dies das Ananas, yeah. Smudo cannot have his own channel because we will get into fights because he is so much better than I am and he will be more popular. But if I get old or tired of working, I will give him his own channel and then he can earn the money. Which is your favorite workshop, Jimmy DeRestos or Adam Savage? Well, I would say it's tricky. That's really tricky. I think Jimmy's, because Adam is more he has a lot of like prop making stuff, and Jimmy has all the huge machines that I don't have. Are you going to collaborate with Simone anytime soon? I hope so, but I don't know. Like traveling to America, I think I don't know. Nobody knows, right? But from my gut feeling is that I won't be in the States anytime soon. I think it will take a couple years. That's sad, man. I think it will take a couple years before I'm back in the States. Maybe 2. I don't know. What kind of beer are you enjoying? Still drinking the non-alcoholic, which is definitely better when it's really cold. Okay. Yeah, it's sad, guys. I really miss you. And I was looking forward to the Maker Camp this year. Yeah, Commander Scraps and Smudo. They will probably love each other. Okay, cool, guys. Right, hit that like button. Also, if you want, like, give me something to read. Let me know in the comments. What's the one thing that you are super, super excited about right now? Like what technology, podcast, movie, band, like what's the one thing that really excites you? Please put it in the comments because in the chat I miss so much and I really want to know. So if you have the time, put a comment. What are you excited about? That's one thing that I really miss is like the whole interaction and talking to people and getting more inspiration and getting other stuff that I could follow. So let me know in the comments, what are you excited about? Yeah, Maria. Okay, guys, I will have a video for you next week and I will be in the live chat as well. So I will do a premiere. Let's hang out next week again. I love hanging out with you. Makes me feel less isolated. So take care. Stay healthy if you can, or I meant to say stay healthy and stay safe. And stay gold. All right, guys. Talk soon.